This article is called Caught on Camera, the Lesser Long-Nosed Bat. And here we see a photograph of the lesser long-nosed bat. And the caption says, as they follow and mentally map flowering agaves from Arizona to Mexico, lesser long-nosed bats also pollinate these plants. Let's read. There are many different kinds of bats. One is the lesser long-nosed bat. It lives in Central and North America. Every autumn, it flies south. The bats travel in huge groups. They fly from Arizona to Mexico. The bats must leave at a certain time. First, they wait for agave plants to flower. These plants make sweet nectar. The bats use it for food. The agaves also use the bats. They need the bats to help them pollinate. Bats pick up pollen when they eat. Pollination is how plants make seeds. First, the bats eat from the agaves. As they do, they pick up pollen. Then the bats fly around. They bring the pollen to new plants. This helps the plants make seeds. A lot of work to do. Agave plants do not often flower. This makes it hard to eat their nectar. The bats have a lot of work to do. They usually fly over the desert each evening. First, they find the agaves. Then they look at them closely. The bats pick out the plants that are flowering. At night, the bats eat. They swoop down on the agaves. Then they lap up the nectar. The bats face many threats. People used to be afraid of these bats. They thought the bats were vampire bats. Now things are changing. The bats are finally getting some respect. People know more about them now. They know that the bats help pollinate the plants. Still, the bats face many threats. Some are being killed by hunters. Others are losing their land. The bats are in danger of dying out. Scientists looking for ways to protect the bats. Scientists want to help. They want to find ways to protect the bats. Some scientists are mapping where the bats fly. Others are finding areas to protect. The scientists are very careful. Finding the agaves is important. For bats, it can be the difference between life and death.